right, we are joined again by former NFL lineman and host of the Ross Tucker Football Podcast, Ross Tucker. It's nice to have you on again, man. Let's dive into this Week 2 slate. Now, I know last week you gave us the Eagles upset of the Falcons, the Browns covering in Kansas City, and the under between Miami and New England. You also gave us a very sharp DFS play, which we will get to a little later in this segment. What did you learn, though, from Week 1 that will carry over, into betting these Week 2 games?
Well, other than just how brilliant I am with my picks on a weekly basis, I guess what I learned in all sincerity, Emerson, home field advantage was not nearly what I thought it would be. I really thought home field advantage, people were not playing in full stadiums last year. So I thought this year, full stadiums, everybody excited, opening week, I thought the scoring would be lower. And I thought the road teams would have more of a struggle having to go to the silent count and not being comfortable with it, familiar with it, since they didn't have to do it last year. But obviously, a lot of underdogs did well. A lot of the road teams did well. So home field advantage was not as significant as I thought it would be.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the Eagles were a great example of that, beating the Falcons in Atlanta. You know this team well, and after their upset over the Falcons, they're slight underdogs. They're hosting San Fran this week, so here we go. The home field advantage thing. You got a West Coast team visiting. Now, the Niners are a much better team, I think that's safe to say, than the Falcons here, Ross. So how much do you like Philly's chances of covering?
Well, what's interesting is the last couple of years, we were talking about this with Steve Fezzik on the Even Money podcast. The last couple of years, the Niners have had back-to-back East Coast games. They stay on the East Coast. This week, they were at the Greenbrier in West Virginia, and they played very well that second game, that back-to-back East Coast game. The Niners are better at it than anybody, but I still don't care. I don't care, Emerson. First of all, Niners lost their best running back in Mostert, their best corner in Verrett. They lost a stud linebacker in Greenlaw, who had a touchdown against the Lions last week. And the Eagles' O-line and D-line are really good. They dominated the Falcons last week. Jalen Hurts played much better than I thought he would. I was very impressed by the new Eagles coaching staff. And even though home field advantage was not a big edge last week, I really do think Lincoln Financial Field is going to be going bananas to be able to have a full stadium. They're excited about the new quarterback, the new coach. I think the Eagles have a terrific chance to win the game outright, and I love them to cover the spread. Give me the points and the birds.
All right, speaking of points here, dude, the Cowboys and the Chargers have the highest total on the Week 2 slate. Odds makers expect this to be a big-time shootout between Dak Prescott and Justin Herbert, but what kind of trouble could these two have, you think, trying to reach the over? Or maybe it should be easy peasy.
It's a high number, bro. I mean,
yeah.
that is a high number, and let's not forget, La'el Collins has been suspended for 5 games. So La'el is not going to be playing right tackle. Insert Terrence Steele. It's a big drop-off. I've watched Terrence Steele play a lot of football. Not the same guy as La'el Collins. Here comes Joey Bosa. Good luck, Terrence Steele. That is one thing that could hurt the over right there. I still would probably lean to the over because the Cowboys also don't have DeMarcus Lawrence. So I don't know how they're going to rush the passer. Maybe they'll use Micah Parsons to do that. But that is a high number. That's not one I would play.
All right, well, game of the week. This might be Sunday night, a Sunday night showdown between the Chiefs and the Ravens here, Ross. The Chiefs are coming off that win over the Browns. The Ravens coming off that Monday night heartbreaker here, falling to the Raiders in overtime. So do you like the Ravens bouncing back, or do you think they fall to 0-2?
Well, looking forward to it. I'm going to be there calling the game on the radio, so it should be absolutely awesome. I think you got to go with the Ravens to fall 0-2. I mean, they're just dropping like flies, Emerson. It is crazy, the injuries they've had. Now they lose Westry, one of their corners. They already lost Peters for the season. On the offensive line, doesn't look like Ronnie Stanley's going to play. So Villanueva, who was victimized by Max Crosby on Monday night from the Raiders, he'll bump over to left tackle. Patrick McCarry, who's really like a backup center, is going to be playing right tackle. It's not good, man. It's not good. Plus, Patrick Mahomes has the Ravens number. Patrick Mahomes has everybody's number. in the month of September. I'll be taking the Chiefs in that one.
All right, well, let's do that thing you like now. Give us your favorite plays of the week. So which spread catches your eye?
You know what? I think I'm going to go with the Eagles. I know we already talked about them, but if I had to pick one, there's some others I like. I kind of like Houston getting all those points against Cleveland. Cleveland's a little bit beat up, but I'm going to take the Eagles. If I have to ride or die with one team, I'm going to ride or die with the Eagles in those points.
All right, how about a game total you like? I know which one it is not.
No, you know what? I'm going to go with the under on the Chiefs-Ravens.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the under on Chiefs-Ravens because I think the Ravens defense will play much better than they did Monday night against Derek Carr. I mean, they were pretty good until the fourth quarter. They kind of got exposed a little bit. I don't think you'll see quite as much zero blitz, which is all out man-to-man blitz from the Ravens. And I think the Ravens are going to have a tough time putting a ton of points on the board. The total is high. Give me the under on Ravens-Chiefs Sunday night.
All right, this is when we're going to make you feel very, very good about yourself. It is time to give you some big, large, beefy props because last week we asked you which DFS players people should be targeting on the Week 1 slate. You gave us a gem. Take a listen to this.
When I played DFS, I play to win. I want the money, okay?
Sure.
I'm going to take a quarterback that nobody else is going to take. Tyrod Taylor.
Wow.
Houston Texans, Tyrod Taylor. You know why? Because nobody else is going to take him. I wouldn't be surprised if he runs 5 to 8 times, maybe gets a rushing touchdown. I do not think the Jaguars' defense is very good. I think the Texans have a chip on their shoulder. Everybody thinks they're going to stink. The whole Deshaun Watson situation. I actually think Tyrod comes out and plays well, puts up some numbers, maybe good enough numbers that if you're the only person that has him in your lineup, you cash in on some of the big dollar prizes out there.
Tyrod Taylor, less than 1% owned in the big DK Millie maker with a $5 million prize pool. While the winner did not have him, Ross, he still went over 20 DK fantasy points at just a 5.5 in salary, $5,500. So kudos to you. Go ahead, take your victory lap right now.
Yeah, well, I think my big takeaway is maybe I should stop doing shows like this and just build like my own website where I give out my own picks and just make people millions of dollars. What am I doing talking to you guys and DraftKings and giving out my picks so everybody watching this show can make the money? I need to just use this for my own benefit.
Yep.
And just, I'm out here making millionaires. I mean, we got the Champ Series. We got all these ways to be millionaires at DraftKings, and I'm like handing it out like it's candy.
You are great like that. And thank you for giving us peasants here at DraftKings your time every week. But who do you have for us this week? Let's go.
You know what? It's funny. I usually like to have more variety and get more teams involved, more games involved. I'm going with Jalen Hurts. He's still not that expensive. And here's what I think is going to happen. Here's what I'm going with Jalen Hurts, okay? They threw the ball underneath a lot against the Falcons. A lot of short passes. I believe the Niners are going to try to take away the short passes and force Jalen Hurts to prove he can be accurate down the field. Well, I think he can, and I think he will be. And I think there's very real potential with the Niners scheme, but their issues at corner that Jalen Hurts has a big day throwing the football. He's always probably good for maybe a rushing touchdown and some rushing yardage. Give me Jalen Hurts as a guy that's still underpriced, undervalued on the DFS market.
All right, man, let's end it with this. Let's end it with a look ahead to Monday Night Football between the Lions and the Packers. Green Bay, obviously, huge disappointment in Week 1, only scoring 3 points against the Saints. That was at a neutral site in Jacksonville, Florida. While the Lions actually surprised some people in their loss to the Niners. A bad beat for Sam Fran bettors, by the way. Packers favored at home. What's your take on this one?
Over. Take the over is my take on this one. Couple reasons. Number one, Aaron Rodgers, after scoring 3 points on Monday night against a bad defense, it's going to be no mercy, bro. No mercy. Aaron Rodgers is going to light up the Lions. But here's the thing. Jared Goff's pretty good. The Lions, Hawkinson, Swift, even some of their receivers impressed me in the second half of the Niners game. And the Packers defense isn't very good with their new coordinator, Joe Barry. I'm not impressed by Joe Barry and what he's done so far. So I like the over. I think it's Monday night fireworks. Take the over in the Lions and the Packers.